Go, and here we go, and here we Woo-hoo. Yeah, yeah. And we're here now, and we're there now, and we're all the way. Holla, holla, please. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And here we go. Here comes the moment. Uh. Well.
How are you, darling?
Uh,
Hello.
I'm doing pretty good. How are you
I
doing?
know. I'm proud of us that we're here. That's what I'll
Me
tell you.
too. Hey, I'm so sorry. I'm doing better than I was earlier today. That's for doggone sure.
Yeah, a bit of a sting, tough one. Um, but once again, we're here. On it goes. It doesn't. No matter how it went, we were going to be here. It's not going to end.
That's
It's not.
right.
Nothing's going to stop us. Things just serve to inspire and motivate us. And so, yeah, that we are here. And we did have a thought about not doing it tonight.
Yeah, we
It was
did.
kick our butts a little bit. Um, but what are you if you're not responsible and consistent and stand
Right.
up and show up no matter what, you know, and you don't let it get you down and you don't let it sit you in the corner. You stand right in it and you take it, you accept it, and you move forward. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
really happy that we're here tonight. Hello, everybody. How long we're here? Who the heck
Who
knows?
knows? Who knows? We're so glad to be here though. Yeah, it was real. Oh my gosh. I'm sure all of you are going through it. And excuse me for kind of moving around, you guys. I'm trying to get us set up on Instagram so we can also go to Instagram, but it's not going to happen tonight. So it'll happen another
So we're
night.
committing to you here
Yeah,
at
we're committing to you here without a doubt. Yeah, good evening, y'all. Good evening, Phil. You guys, I called Phil up today, and the first thing for both of us, like, we ain't doing the show tonight. And then we were like, no, 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 no. We need to show up. We need to be with you. We know you need to be with us too, the same. We need to come together because the sun's going to come up tomorrow. The moon is still up in the sky. Shit is still churning. Babies are still being born, so forth and so on. We cannot stop our lives because it is not going in the direction we want it to go into.
no.
And, for a moment, and I'll tell you still, I'm in a funky place. And today I'm allowing my funky place. But tomorrow I'm going to be over it because got things to do. And
That's so
just,
smart. That's so smart.
we're just
You
so
know,
happy to be here. And look at this. Ruth Waits made her way over here.
Ruth
We,
is your soul
Ruth
singer,
is here. We had
Patricia
lost
Pink,
her.
Nia,
Someone new.
Birdman,
Nia's new, I think.
Peterson.
Patricia Pink, Birdman, Ward Wilson, and so many other people, Phil, who we don't even see commenting. Jeannie, we're just calling out names.
Mm.
Carlise Burke, you brilliant actress. Birdman, David Peterson. Mm,
Yeah,
what?
welcome all. Yeah, we gonna be here. This
Yeah.
is a show of our shows. The vision is possible, not possible.
And the vision
Okay.
has to continue being possible, right, Phil?
Regardless, through it all. I mean, that's what we talk
Mm-hmm.
about. So when you hit with that challenge or that impediment, you gotta go through it, man. You can't live in denial. You have to live and go through it and be stronger as a result and carry your message forward. I mean, that's the only way through these things. So, um, proud of everybody for being here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Really happy to have our guest tonight, so she can bring another perspective on
Oh,
Christine.
gosh. Yeah,
And
she's awesome. So
we'll,
awesome.
we'll see what we talk about and where we get to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we sure will. And I want to any of you who check us out also on IG on my page, we're getting our The Vision is Possible page going on IG, but I was taken off IG for about a week. It was a mistake. They said we did it by mistake. And so there weren't a lot of postings, not checking in and sending love, but the vision was there for love, and we're back up and rolling. Perseverance and staying in touch with people really does help. And the people at Instagram were great in
Mm. Mm.
continuing to come. I reached out to them, they reached out to me. And I thought that was really wonderful to know because I didn't know that they would be active in making sure that my page got up. And
Well,
so
that's
that
great.
was
That's great
terrific.
to hear. Because the machine did then work for you, even though it was structured to censor us based on what was going on.
Hmm. Hmm.
Good to see that they kind of. That's like an umpire saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't a strike. That was a ball. That's my bad."
Hmm.
That
Hmm.
never happens.
Hmm.
So nice to see it happen on that scale. Good for you.
Yeah, thanks, babe. Absolutely. And with all of that, we can talk about our week, but there's an elephant in the room. And she's pretty and pink. And so let's bring on our next beautiful guest. Feels like you talking about our guest? No, I'm not
Like
talking
the
about the guest.
elephant. That
I'm talking about the
hardly.
subject. The subject that
Yes,
is, that
yes,
is
yes,
here.
yes.
And before we go on, I just want to tell you guys, Phil and I was had tears on the phone, and we were kvetching. But Phil, I'm your ride and die because we're here having humor and smiles in the face of the topic of the elephant
Mm,
in the room. And
mm.
I'm just thrilled to be on this journey of life with you, my brother,
Oh, you
so
too.
much.
You too. Truly. And yeah, Iona was feeling some kind of way. I know I was too, but to be honest, I kind of I thought this might happen um, because of the way I think our country has been going for a while, and I'm not blind to that. I don't live with my head in the clouds. I see it as it actually is. Would have been a great story for Kamala, but our country's in a place that is being revealed to me more and more and more and more as just what it is, and I
Hmm.
got to get it
Yeah,
and change it. That's what I got to do. Like a good fighter, you have to know your opponent, right?
that's right. So let's bring our gorgeous, lovely lady. This lovely lady, Mariann Alda, is a brilliant
Boom, we've had it
actress.
before. Woohoo! I wish
We've had
we
her
got
before, yeah. Yeah, and
a
now
sound effect.
Phil's here when we
Woo!
have her, which is great. She's an actress, TED Talk comedian, hypnotherapist. She is amazing, and what a perspective Marianne has. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, is Mariann Alda.
I'm trying to do the
Boom.
elephant in the room. I'm trying to, like this is
Say
it's like
crazy. I was
I
wondering where she was
can't,
going.
but I can't do the sound.
Yeah,
So.
and it's not you, baby. It's the topic. It's the
It's the
topic.
topic.
It's the topic. She's not the elephant in the room. Not with this
You
gorgeous.
guys are in the same room, in the same place, at the same time. That's crazy.
Marianne is one of my BFFs. And
Yeah.
so we have a group of ladies called the Vintage Village. We text multiple times every single day. And so after and we're all very politically engaged. So we had we all got together at our friend Penny's house, and we are watching the
debates.
the
The
debates,
debates.
right, the
Okay.
debate. And so the debate was happening. So called Marianne. We're chatting afterwards because Marianne lives in Chicago. We're all here in LA. And said to her, so what do you think, Marianne? It'd be really great if you could come here and be with us on the night, when all the votes are coming in. And she said yes. So I didn't tell the girls. So for over a month, you guys, we had this planned. It was a potluck at one of our girls' house.
Yes.
We show up with food, and I said, "Girl, leave the food in the car because when we get there, they're gonna just scream." So I had two of them come to the door, and they were like, "You need help?" Yeah. Open the door. Marianne walked in. They were like,
Oh, how great! How great!
It was
Nice.
fun. It was fun. It was not the evening I had anticipated.
"Uh-huh." That any of us
But
did.
I wouldn't have been anyplace else because it was a moment that we needed to, it was a moment that you needed to share with your loved ones.
Yes.
And it was because there were a few tears, a lot of hugs. There are a lot of hugs. And the evening ended up a lot earlier than we had anticipated. I mean, we were all prepared to wait and hear the results and thinking that we might not know for a couple of days.
Right. We had
Right.
champagne and
We
great
had,
food.
yeah. We drank the champagne, but for different reasons.
right. That's right.
For a different therapy, different type of
Different
therapy.
therapy.
different,
Right.
different, totally. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on right now, and it's a lot of introspection. that I think we need to do. I was, because in my corner of the world, there was a lot of energy. I was on Zoom calls and calling up, people in Michigan, I was doing what I felt was my share, and everybody around me was exuding all this optimism and positivity. So I was I was saddened by the results, and then a part of me thought, wow, I guess we haven't come as far as I thought we have come.
Mm-hmm.
And then today I heard that Kamala got 15 million fewer votes. That the other guy also
Popular
got
votes.
the got 3 million fewer votes. So the turnout, basically the turnout, overall turnout for the election was lower this year than it was in 2020. And that got me thinking that there must be a lot of people who really were either unaware or didn't care.
Hmm.
Either way, we have work to do to make them feel invested in this country and their futures, and to believe that the vision is possible, for them to believe that, first of all, for them to believe that they can have a vision and that it is possible. And I think that says a lot more about what's going on right now than anything. And
Why do
and
you think we feel so bad? The we that does feel this way,
mhm.
so hurt in our core.
I I don't feel hurt in my core. I feel not. I'm older than the two of you. I got about a decade on both of
Well,
you.
not necessarily you, but why a
In
Some
lot of
people,
us
a
general,
lot
feel.
of
you.
people, generally people.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you might be
Mm-hmm.
inured to it, but no, I'm reading comments of people that are related. They are gut wrenched and punched,
Mm-hmm.
and they are definitely in a place, and I think it's very difficult for people, and it's affecting them in their core. I was wondering, why do you think that is?
And we have Ruth. I just want to say, Ruth waits. I allowed myself to believe we were finally choosing light. I'm destroyed.
That's what I mean.
I
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. I
Why?
think we're disappointed because for the past several months we've been hearing joy and unity, and I think there's a big disappointment that we are not who we thought we were.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. I definitely
Hmm.
feel that. I thought we had evolved, that enough people had evolved into a place of peace, into a place of wanting to work together. I knew that I know there's racism. I know that there is the fear of the other, but I didn't think there were that many people who felt that. And when when as we sat there and watched all of this change, it wrecked. And I was feeling wrecked earlier today because I thought that America was in a place where we had evolved. Now, the way America began was through violence. This belonged to a people who have, they're almost been destroyed, the indigenous people of this country, as Europeans came over here. The Europeans didn't work with, they wanted to take. But I thought that we had all come to more of a place where we were inclusive. And that's what's hurting me so much. And as I hear what women didn't come through, as I hear what men didn't come through, as I hear all of these breakdowns of who didn't vote, how many Democrats did not vote? It was 17 million, right?
15 million.
15 million. I'm wondering, who are we?
Yeah.
I agree. I think that it's the moral compass thing. This election was posited as literally good versus evil. I mean, it was a moral choice, right? It was beyond the issues. It was about um, one side. There's this incredibly accomplished member of our society, probably the greatest accomplishments of any candidate ever, because
Mm-hmm.
she knew it from the local, the state, and the federal level.
Mm-hmm.
Um, did so much to keep herself clean and clear from a lot of the dirty gutter snipe references and the difficulty that came from the other side, where the other side had no problem with that. You know, they had no compunction about attacking, no compunction about
Mm.
demeaning, no compunction about
Mm.
demoralizing. And so that's what I think is so difficult for those of us that live our lives like that, you
Mm.
know, that really honor compassion and the human spirit. We feel that that wasn't what was voted on. What was voted on was our agenda, our fears, the things that divide us, not the things that unite us. And I think that's what really hurts.
Yes.
And that's what we have to address. It's beyond race, you know. It's because there were so many who look like us that voted for the other side, and because there are so many immigrants and Latinos and people from South American countries and Cuba and Puerto Rico that voted for Trump. I mean, they backed him. So what's it about? What's it really about? I mean, is it about authoritarianism? Are we sheep? Do we
Mm.
need a shepherd? Is the one
Huh.
who's the loudest, the
Huh.
strongest, the most aggressive, the most
Hmm.
violent, the one who gets our attention? Is that where it's been? If you look at history, that's the way it's been. You know, that's where it's been in religion. That's where it's been in spirituality. That's where it's been in economics. That's where it's been in society. Might makes right. And so we don't have enough people who are independent thinkers, who are critical thinkers, who are strong enough within themselves to say, what am I doing? What am I doing about my life and my problems? As opposed to, how come you're creating a problem for me in my life?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I need
Exactly.
somebody to save me.
That's it, a savior.
Mm-hmm.
Some
Mm-hmm.
people do want to be led.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be led because it frees them from having to figure it out for themselves. You know, I grew up
Right.
in a bipartisan household. My father was an Eisenhower Republican, and my mother was a Kennedy Democrat.
Mm.
And we had some very interesting political discussions. I remember as a kid across the dinner table. And they were, pretty energetic discussions. And I think, I look at what's happening now, and what really disappoints me is that we have lost mutual respect for people who don't think like us.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
we don't value other people's opinions. You don't have to, just because you don't agree with me doesn't mean I have to hate you.
Right.
And
Thank you.
that's what's really that gut punch.
Agreed. I think it is a real gut punch. But here's what gives me hope as well. We won't riot.
Ha!
We will
Uh-uh.
we will demonstrate. We will make our feelings known. But we will accept, and we will live in the light. And
Yes.
the universe cannot abide a lie. It may take time.
That's
It might
right.
take a little bit.
That's
But
right.
the universe cannot stand its own destruction.
Mm-hmm.
So it will purge the lies. Um, I just think that right now what we're dealing with is fear, avarice. Uh, we are dealing with hate. You know, this transgender hate is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even gay bias; it's transgender bias. It's not. It's a very weird construct we're living in right now, and we have got to, as the people who are trying to live in the light, maintain our sanity. Don't let them take us off our game. Don't fall for the okey doke. Don't react to their reactions. Respond and move forward. Every good martial artist, I'm a martial artist, responds. They don't react. I'm not going to fight the fight with fight. You know what I mean? I have no idea who's going to win then. No idea. It's all up. It's all left up for grabs. You hit me. You attack me. I notice the attack. I respond in kind so that I can mitigate the damage that you're going to do to me. So that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to
Mm,
respond so it mitigates the damage that it might do to us. And we
yeah.
don't know what that damage is yet. So we can't put the cart before the horse. I say all these things because these are the things I tell myself in order to stay sane through this time. Because this is just what it is. And I'm not leaving the country. I can't put the genie back in the bottle. So
No.
I have to
Mm,
wake up, right? Like you say, Marianne, and everybody's saying here, find an answer,
Yeah.
find a way
You,
through.
I always believe with everything. You and I talked about it. We all talk about it. Everything happens for our highest good. I'm not quite sure what this is, but well, wait a minute. Something just came to me. I think we've all talked about this before, and that is the band-aid has been ripped off. The veil has been lifted. Um, that was done to us 8 years ago.
Mhm.
And now I feel it's very clear where our country is right now. And people who have been laying in the cut, in the shadows with their prejudice, their hate, their fear, their lack of seeing that they have the right and they have their way through to make, if you will, their vision possible. No one can take it from you. No one who's come to this country is taking anything from you. And we see now that there are 81 million people at least who voted with that in mind. And it means that at some point we have to adjust. I don't know how I'm going to adjust. I don't know what this actually makes us on the other side do so that this can be for our highest good, so this can somehow be something healthy for our country. But there has to be something within this that's going to be healthier for us in the long run. And I don't know what that is, and I don't know when that will be.
You know something? I saw a breakdown of the demographics and how people were voting. And what really gave me pause was the category, and there was a category right up on the big board,
Mm-hmm.
the working poor.
Mm. Mm.
Why, if somebody is working,
Are they poor?
are they poor? But we have a huge swath of our population that are working 2 and 3 jobs, working hard, and they are still poor. And that is what really has to be addressed. The inequality, the
Yes.
economic inequality
Yes.
within our when I was growing up, my father was a Pullman porter on the railroad. You didn't have a,
Wow.
you know, he worked one job. My mother was a stay-at-home mother. We went to Catholic school and we owned a home. He was able to do that on one salary. There was a dignity in work. There was a
Mm.
dignity. And
Mm.
now, and I think that there is a huge swath, a lot of in the Republican Party that they were saying is now made up of the uneducated working class, mostly white working class, who are feeling that they got left
Damn.
behind and they're trying to make ends meet. And the Democratic Party is more educated,
Move more to the screen.
okay,
Thank
more,
you.
more educated and
Watch your hand movement. I'm sorry.
oh, okay, more educated and she's talking my ear. I'm losing my thoughts.
Yeah, yeah. No, no,
But
no, no. And I get you. You're preaching the
yeah,
gospel.
yeah. So what's happening is that that's where the division is coming. We have to learn to respect each other. It
Mm.
goes back to to
Mm.
that respect, and we have to give respect, honor, and dignity to work, whatever that work is. Whether you are sweeping floors or whether you're working at a computer or whatever it is, we need to really respect one another. I mean, I think it goes back
How
to
do we? It's rhetorical. How do we do that? Here's the thing. That's absolutely true. Golden rule is a golden rule for a reason. It's fucking true. Um, we are living in an age where we really think we can be millionaires overnight. Do you know
yeah.
what I mean? That's what they think. They follow this dude and they think, oh, he made it. I can make it. No, he started rich. He started rich and got richer. He can't relate to you. That he's not the American dream. That is not it. Elon Musk is not the American dream. That is not it. But that's when they look at these men, that's what they see. Oh, it can happen for me. Yes, it could happen for everybody. But it has to happen for everybody, based on everybody. Not just based on you and what you want, but on how we can all go forward. And we're relying on this American dream that's just, it's it's smoke and mirrors
Mm.
because
Phil,
we
how
don't
much?
start with
How much?
respect and love. Sorry, what?
I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
baby.
How much do you think social media has played in that? Do you think
A
it's made a
great
big
deal,
part?
a great deal, because we're all
Mm.
instant experts too now, right? We all know everything about everything because all we got to do is look it up. I mean, I'm literally looking up crime statistics based on race. You want to get into the weeds, people?
Come on.
Talk about immigrants and immigrant crime.
Come on.
Seven, this is 2020, over 7 million offenses. 5 million of them attributed to whites. 5 million. How many to Asian and American Indian? 185,000. Blacks, 2 million. Asians, 119,000. 7.6 million offenses. 5 million
I'm sorry.
by white.
Trying to fix
I'm
this.
telling you, if you go down this list and you see what crimes are committed by what races in this country, you will not come up with immigrants. If you look at undocumented immigrants and their crime statistics based on documented immigrants and natural born American citizens, you'll find that undocumented immigrants, they don't commit any crimes compared to who we are as indigenous people and
Right.
U.S. born citizens.
Right.
So stop with the fear. Stop with voting because you don't want them. You want who here? Them. Unless you were born here in a teepee and you had a totem pole outside your house, y'all are visitors. Every one of you legislators who are legislating on this issue came from somewhere else. And then you want to talk about how America is the greatest place in the world, and you make America just like a drug. How'd that just say no campaign work for your ass?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter how many walls you build. It doesn't matter how many border protection patrols you put on the border.
Mm-hmm.
People gonna come.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you just get right with it?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just make it okay and understand that there's over $6 billion in paid taxes?
Over 6
Billion
illegal immigrants pay $6
by
billion
immigrants
in taxes,
in
and they don't get
taxes.
any benefit. They don't get
They
Social
get no
Security.
Medicare, no
They
Social
don't get
Security, nothing, and
Medicare.
they pay
No.
into it. So
No.
we're just dealing. That's why I started with this, with the moral compass.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look in the weeds, you look at the economics, you
Mm-hmm.
look at what the Biden administration did after this dude just destroyed us, and we had to recover. We don't look at that. We don't look at how they didn't want to give you checks, but the Biden administration did. They let loose the coffers.
That's right.
They didn't say that in the greatest economy of ever that they were touting during the Trump presidency that maybe we did it for a fucking rainy day,
Mm-hmm.
which we went through. Why do we have all this largesse if not to use it for our people when times are toughest?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we bitching and moaning? So yeah, I got a hard on for it because to me, people are not educated. They do not look at the facts. They make facts that are convenient for their own agenda and their selfish needs and wants. They don't reach down for those less fortunate.
No.
They don't reach across to try to understand somebody whose ideas and beliefs and religion is different than theirs.
Mm. And there's a lot of
that's where we are, and that's why I think we're sad. Certainly why I'm sad.
There are a lot of comments that are coming in, and you guys, excuse me as I do these hand gestures. I've got this wonderful tracking system, and it just went haywire. I'm just trying to fix it, but we'll deal with it as it is. A lot of people are asking, so let's talk about what do we, each one of us, think we can do as a nation, as a people, maybe even ourselves, that could help others who are concerned right now with how do we survive? How do we work through what is happening right now? Mariann, you said as a hypnotherapist, you had some thoughts.
Yeah, well, and
And
you are a Buddhist too,
yes,
so
I have thoughts too.
there
Just bring it to
there
you.
is meditation. We have to
Keep yourself in mind.
first of all. Now this may sound ridiculous, but trust me, it works. If you are feeling in a funky mood, there's something called pattern interrupt. You need to interrupt that pattern. Think a happy thought. It doesn't have to be about the situation. It's not like you have to do some kind of mind fuck that you have to say, oh, this is happy. I feel good about it. No. Think about something that makes you happy organically. If you have a grandchild that you love Imagine your grandchild. See that put yourself into a vibration, raise your vibration to a higher level so that you will feel better. Your body will get the message and your body will feel better. So the mind body connection, change your mind, your body will respond. And when your body feels better, when we have stress and anxiety, it builds up in our body. So, take a walk, exercise, take deep breaths. Because sometimes when we get anxious, we take shallow breaths. Take deep breaths, calm yourself. Think of something in present time. Don't imagine the future. Don't imagine what might happen. Just think of something. If you love flowers, meditate on flowers. If you like chocolate cake, think about chocolate cake. Just sit and reflect on whatever makes you happy. Breathe and allow the vibrational energy in your body to change, and then you'll start to feel better. Or take a walk. Take a walk. Community. Be with people that you love and who love you.
Like-minded people.
Like-minded people. Uh, Physical contact, hugs. All of this is really, really important. Self-care. It's really, really important that if you are feeling funky, that you acknowledge that. If you have to grieve, grieve, cry, cry, let it flow through you. Let it flow through you.
Mm-hmm.
Breathe it out and let it go. And don't try to make a plan. Don't try to do anything. Don't try to do. Just be still and be. Allow yourself to be.
We've got to wait and see what's going to happen.
Exactly.
We've got to
Exactly.
wait and see.
Well,
Until that time, everything that Mariann has just said, I absolutely agree. We can talk about so much of how to heal our own selves during the day, of meditation, of exercise. Carlise says so lovely. I'm gonna eat that chocolate cake. I'm with you, my sister. I've got brownies in the refrigerator and put them in the microwave, and I've got some ice cream, some vanilla ice cream. Those are the ones that are in the moment. But I'll tell you, Phil and I were talking about in the overall, at least right now, what I think about is I want to make sure I have as much money in my bank account as I need, even more. I want to be very cautious of how I'm spending my money right now. It also has a fire under my belly of what I want to do in my life, in myself, the visions I want to make possible, of not letting this hurt my vision of my own life and the people I love and the people in my family who I also love, for all of you. But until we actually know what is going to happen, of what's going to be taken away, not allowed, or whatever in those categories, we need to be still in our hearts and minds and soul, and not only speak of love, but to be about love, to be better listeners ourselves. Someone talked about earlier about what to do, and I'm sorry, there's so much beautiful stuff coming through right now. I want them to listen to me. I want them to consider me more. Let me see if I can listen better to them. Let me see if I can consider them more. Let me see what I need to do. And still within that, I gotta wait and see what they are going to do. Because if any one of the plan that was touted prior to Tuesday comes to fruition, I got to keep my head on a swivel. I got to keep my good sense about me. And I have to be aware, and I have to keep like-minded people in my camp so I will know what to do. And if any of you listened to, and I'm sure all of you did, but if you didn't, go to YouTube. Listen to Kamala Harris's concession speech. It was brilliant. And yes, her voice broke a few times through her smiles. But what she told us to do, there is something she said at the very end. She said that you can only see stars in the darkness. The sky's got to be black and dark for you to see it. So if it's going to go dark, then let us make the brightest and most brilliant stars we can in that sky, in our world. And that's what I'm feeling right now. And still, I got to wait and see. What you got to say, baby love?
Listen to the strength, you people. Listen to the resolve. And even the people here that are making little jokes and like listening to good music and pizza or pasta. And maybe when they tuned in, they were feeling real fucking funky like we were. But now they're joking. Now they got some levity. Now you got some life in ya. Stay the course, man. Be the light. Be the change you
Be
want
the
to see.
light. That's
You
it.
know, I mean,
Be
you
the
can't
light.
ask for something that you're not bringing, especially on this level. It's a high vibrational level, yo. Diamonds are made from what?
Come on.
Mm-hmm. Pressure.
Pressure.
Who y'all gonna be? You gonna be
That's
coal?
right.
You gonna be a diamond?
Mm-hmm.
You know, be your own best miner. Pick up that pickaxe and get yourself going.
Mm-hmm.
Were you gonna change if Kamala won? No, you weren't. You were gonna do the same thing you were gonna do today. So why is this gonna change for you? Don't let them get you. Don't let them get you. And you know what I'm talking about, everybody. Yeah, we're having fun. We're having a little bit of fun right now. But yeah, it's for real, for real. This is real time right now. And I remember I'm teaching a dude martial arts, right? And he was a badass. He was a karate black belt and fought and stuff and did kumite, which is free sparring and all that stuff. And I didn't really know. I knew him well as a dude, but I didn't know him as a martial artist. Came to my garage. So he's learning from me. I'm not learning from him. He's learning from me. So one day I'm like, okay, we're going to fight. No more lessons. We're just going to fight. So we came to the garage and I'm like, okay, today we're going to fight. He's like, what? I said, yeah, we're going to spar. You told me you spar. You told me you're a bar fighter. I don't know you. You don't know me. Let's do this. He's like, oh, okay. I said, well, you want to do it with gloves, safely, so we can go like a little harder with gloves. I got a headgear, a whole thing, or you want to just kind of point fight where we stop short. I know I got you. You know you got me. He goes, let's use a point for the second one. The second thing you said is, I don't want no gear. I'm like, cool. I set up opposite this dude. I look at him and I start smiling. And he's like, whoa. What's that smiling thing you got going on? Now remember, we're ready to fight. I say to him, I don't know you. You only know a little bit about me. I know a little bit about you. I'm going to find out about you, though. I could get my ass kicked, and I'm willing for that. That'll be my lesson. But if I touch you up a little bit, it's beyond a conversation. It's reality. I'm excited to find out. That's how I feel today. I'm excited to find out because I'm a fighter, and I will smile at you if you square off against me in whatever arena you choose: economic, spiritual, religious, cultural, racial. You got it. So do I. So I give no quarter. And I will hold anybody to a high standard. Even if Kamala and Tim Walz had won, I would have held them to a high standard.
Yes.
So I'm going to hold this administration to a high standard. And like Michael Corleone or like Vito says in The Godfather, and if my son should get hit by a car, then I will blame some people in this room.
Keep your head on a swivel. Keep your head on a swivel.
I will blame some people in this room. But until then, like Iona said, eyes open and head on a swivel. Stay the course, people.
Yes.
Find your truth and share it with those that share it with you. Convert those that don't know, that are lost, that don't have the visions that you do, that don't have the dreams that you do, that haven't lived the life that you've lived. Don't shut them out. Don't deny them. Bring them into the tent. They're fucking cold out there. That's what this showed me. They're in pain still.
They are. Damn, that's what. Yes.
So we got more work to do.
We do.
4 years is nothing.
Good work.
We got good
hard
work.
Good work.
work.
Was it a good trouble? Come
you're
on
in
now.
good
Good
trouble.
trouble. And something else that
And
Kamala said in her speech today, she
hmm
said that she concedes the election. I'm paraphrasing, but she is not going to concede her beliefs and what she is fighting for.
that's right. What her whole platform was about. Annette says here, I think we have to be the examples to the world of what Americans are and what America stands for. We can't let this one person define us as a nation. And that is so doggone
Yes.
true. Antoine, I've decided that I am still not going back, but neither am I going forward with their foolery. Therefore, I'm choosing to go forward with love and light, and so many others are saying that. And I'm here to tell you guys, I didn't think I'd get out of this funk. Damn, I'm glad we're here tonight. I'm so glad you came and
Aren't you
jumped in.
gonna?
I love you. And I'm so glad you're my brother, Phil.
Excuse me.
And everybody who said, you hit me in my
He's like,
head.
I'm
And
sorry,
I
I've
got
been
your
meaning to hit you.
arms.
But
She was,
when you're in high school and you go to the movies and your boyfriend would put his arm around that, he
yeah.
must really love you because that
It
hurts.
hurt
It
her.
hurts.
She was
My
trying to
arm
console
hurts.
me when I got a little emotional over there. Some wonderful friends who have not joined us before are here, and that's so inspiring. Patricia Pink says, think people have learned a lot today about where we actually are in this nation and the people who live here as Americans. Wow. Okay, what a disappointment. Yes, Patricia, but still, let's stay in the light because he cannot take us where we will not go. There are 81 million people who think he's the one and he's going to save them. When they find out that he is not, things will start to change, and it's not going to take long to find out that. We have to stay the course so our country will not go down as Germany did, as Venezuela has done, as so many other Turkey. I can go down the list. Americans will not do that. And I believe in my heart and soul that if this is something that needed to happen so that we could appreciate freedom, so that we could really think about who are we, and to know that when we fight, we win, then maybe this is what needed to happen. My prayer is that it will not come down to a physical altercation, and that what we will do is stay in the love and the light, and enough people will see it as we do. I do believe that can happen. I have to stay in that place, as several of us have already commented on today.
If when we fight, we win. If we haven't won, that means the fight isn't over yet.
Mm-hmm. 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 That's very true. It's very true.
And stay the course, like Iona said. Stay the course.
Yeah.
Stay the course. Yeah, I said that. But who's
Oh,
taking
Okay.
credit?
It's in
Um,
the family.
No, Philly
it's
said it.
it's
Yes.
you know it's like we're in America and we're like, oh man, America's messed up. We just made the decisions. It's crazy. It's still America, people. We still have the power to write our own ship. Other countries don't have that power, which is why it baffles me that some of us don't vote. Because other countries,
Right?
they don't give you the right to do that. Vote? Are you kidding me? You're gonna take an M16 up your ass and like it? Period. And that's not where we are. So, and we still live in America. So, live in the United States. We have to make the most of the freedoms that are afforded us, because they're still ours, and we still pay for them. So, I mean, that's still in our corner, the same way it's in the other corner, right? So we just have to continue to hold them accountable and make sure, like I said, if a say falls on my son, then I will hold some of these people responsible in this room. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what we have to do. That's just where we are right now. We thought we could let the reins go a little bit. We can't. You probably never can. You probably never can. They're just being held by other people that see the way you see them. And right now, that's not the case.
Mm.
And we just have this horse is going in the right direction, and then we're going to hold it to account to go in the right direction. Um,
And
so that's what I think about it all. You know?
yeah, I so agree with you, honey. And And I really think all of, not to be repetitive, what's happened for all of us is we had a candidate who was just what you said, honey. Was and is the most qualified person who's ever run for president. And she brought such joy and belief, and she believed. Can you imagine how she's feeling now? Not so much
No,
that,
I cannot.
right? Not so
The
much
same way
that,
I couldn't imagine how Hillary felt.
right? Not so much that she lost, but how deeply and where our country is. But I'm sorry, I'm about to get off my track. But the one thing we have to remember is there are a lot of us. There are a lot of us who believe in listening to others, who have evolved, and we need to continue raising our children that way. We need to let them see us angry, upset, and disappointed. Don't be in the bullshit of it's all okay, baby. And don't be in the bullshit with yourself of it's going to be okay. I'm going to be all right. Feel that anger and that upset and work through it. And just take care of your own business. Take care of all you need to take care of, your family, all of yours. And just watch and see what happens. As Phil says, we have to hold them accountable. Don't forget, there are people of like minds like us who are in our government right now. They are on the phone, in person, and talking about what they need to do. We aren't going to let them take us down. And hopefully we will, as we did in the last time he was in the administration. How many from that administration saw the light? Just that thought right now I'm having gives me even more hope that there are others who will see, oh my God, this is not the way to go. And we need to stay in that space.
Have you thought about this?
Hmm.
I think she did better than Biden would have done.
Oh shit,
And
yes.
I
Oh
think
yeah.
ultimately the fact that it was a truncated campaign, it
Well,
happened
she
the way
was
it
amazing.
happened. She killed it
She killed it. Yes.
because everybody was. I mean, he was it was a fait accompli. You know, he was done. It was in. He was in, right? And then it became what? This little black beauty is gonna what? Do what? And she got very, very, very close. Had she had more time, had they had more impetus, had it gone a more traditional route instead of her
Mm-hmm.
kind of needed that position, I think we would have had a different outcome. Um, I think they would have attacked it differently.
Mm-hmm.
So I think all the credit in the world to their campaigns and that they didn't cross the finish line. Oh my gosh, that would have been actually incredible to have
Mm-hmm.
accomplished,
Mm-hmm.
given what they were facing.
She did. Even if her campaign had been in the length of time of a usual year and a half of a presidential campaign, what her team did and her was
Incredible.
just incredible. Absolutely, it was flawless. It was wonderful. Did she make some bumps? Sure. I don't know any one of us who do not make bumps in the road any given day, any given week, any given month. Who cares? They weren't big bumps at all, and it was nothing that was. I was not necessarily a Kamala Harris fan because, of course, as a vice president, we don't get to see her. But once I got to know her and I researched her, this woman is brilliant and powerful, and we have not seen the last of her. I'm sure she's going to go away and take a moment. But she has created a following and a fire in the belly of young people, especially, who see, oh shit, I can't just look cute and just pretend to vote this time. I need to be active in what I want this country to be and what I want from my world. We may go through a hard time, but our young people are going to pull us through it.
Yeah, I think we we forget that as citizens of the United States, we have responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
have
Mm-hmm.
obligations to our country. What did JFK said? Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. We've forgotten that second part.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what can you do for me? What can you do for me? We've forgotten that second part because when we do for our country, we do for us all.
Mm-hmm.
We do for the community and the betterment of all. So, yeah, and Phil, when you said remember, this is America. We are still Americans. This is, I thought immediately of, you know, America the Beautiful, and
Mhm.
crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
It's not a platitude, it's a vibe.
Yeah.
We all got to get that vibe. If we all had it, we wouldn't be feeling this way today. And what hurts my heart is, yeah, Iona, most qualified, and she did try to do everything right. Juxtapose that against the other candidate.
Mhm.
You talk about we make mistakes every day. We make, it must be hour to hour that that person made mistakes and
Phew.
willfully went out and attacked people and went against his God and his Bible and his religion and his marriage vows, and it's just stack the chips, and that's what hurts my heart. That that is not even um, equitable in
Mm-mm.
my mind. There is no
No,
equity there. It's
no.
obvious who has a greater humanistic quality.
Mhm.
So that wasn't what any of those people were voting on at all.
No, no.
They were voting on what they don't have
That's
and
right.
how they're hurt and what they fear, what I ain't got. Not where
Mhm.
we can go, how we can come together, how we can be
Mhm.
one. It just that's what hurts. And that's what's going to hurt me for a minute, but that will also strengthen me and know what I have to bring to the world, which
Right.
is unity, you
And we don't. We're so you.
know.
We came out of two 2.5 years of the whole world was shut down. Biden, the Biden administration came in, the Biden Harris administration came in, and they pulled us out. Our economy that they have put together is the envy of the world. Eggs are way too high. Everything is way too high. It's horrible. I go to the movies. I wonder what are the poor people doing to bring 3 and 4 kids to the. That's the
They're not going
movies.
anymore.
They're not going. They can't afford all this. Yes, but but the prices were starting to come down if we just stay the course. But we get so affected by things not going our way, and we want to point fingers instead of looking at the reality of but many businesses have been lost because of COVID. So many things have happened. Prices have been jacked up. Let's look at the economy and see where we're going. If we look at where it's going, we're going to come out of it. And I'll tell you this, even with all of the positive things we are saying, I'll say me, let me just say for me, even for all of the positive things that I'm saying about what we need to do to stay strong and fortified, I'm still fucking pissed. I'm still mad as hell. And it's going to take me a moment. I've never felt like this in my life. I'm worried about all of us, of what's going to happen. But I know that I have to breathe and we have to remind ourselves to lead with love and peace. So I want to say that for me, when I say what I have said in this hour, I'm just speaking for myself, know that this is a moment to moment journey because it is very hard for me to know that there are people out there who hate us so. Very difficult. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna
Yeah.
hurt. Same would have hurt the people who voted for Trump if Kamala would have won. You know, so we just have to keep it in perspective and realize that we're not alone in our pain. We can
Right.
share it with each other, and it's for a real reason.
Yes.
It's not for no reason. We're not being ridiculous. We're not being reactionary. We're responding to something that is very dear to us. And I'm going to roll into my final comments so I can
Please, I
uh,
was just about, I'm
go
with
on.
you, baby.
Uh, I thought about this months ago. I was going to live in acceptance. Um, I don't have to live in agreement, but I live in acceptance because I know that this country has given us the ability to overcome so many things. And this one individual and his administration, their administration, cannot scupper this entire ship. Not if we don't let it. Not if we're on our job. And, yes, have we been dealing from a position of fear and difficulty and weakness, I believe? They think that they've elected someone strong. I don't feel that way. But the way I mitigate and counteract that is by being strong in myself and keeping strength around me, keeping grounded people around me, and answering questions that I have, as opposed to blaming other people for the questions that I have, for the issues that I face. I think that's what we're facing now. People blaming other people and laying their troubles off on others that they can't manage. So they're hoping that this particular situation will manage their problems. It never does. Doesn't matter who's in office, people. Doesn't matter. You cannot legislate your life. You cannot politic your day-to-day. You have to live it. You have to walk the walk and talk the talk. And you have to get right with yourself, mainly, so that you can bring that right self to the world. And then the world will respond in the way that it does. And then you deal with the consequences. It's a simple process. But we complicate it with ego and hubris and our selfishness. So what I learned today, for me, let's see if I can read this to you. Sent it to my son today. So I'm going to share this. It's very personal. I didn't think I would do this, but I will share this to you, people. Might help you. You and I have to be stronger than ever than those around us while we gather strength and courage from them. This is our journey. This is our story. Warts and all. Who are we going to be? I know where I stand. I think I know where you stand too. Talk is cheap. Let's fucking go, Jordan. We will deal with all consequences with respect, honor, truth, and strength. I love you. So I share that with you people to bring you into that world. We will deal with all consequences with truth, love, strength, and honor. The other side doesn't. Remember what I said earlier. The universe cannot abide a lie. They will go down. It may take time, but it will happen. So stay on the right side of it. Know that you are loved and you're not alone. And you have a village of like-minded individuals who want this species to proliferate. Species, not race, not culture, not creed. Species. Appreciate you all.
That was so beautiful, Phil. That was so beautiful. Mariann, I'm going to just move to the side so you can give us your final thoughts. Please.
I just have one final thought, and it is to reiterate what Phil said earlier. Be the light. Be the light. If you want to see change, be the change. Be the light.
Oh. That was beautiful, sweetie pie. Can't nobody take you down unless you let them. We're not alone. We're upset because people who don't think like us won yesterday, and there were a hell of a lot of them. What it has told us is that there is work to do. There's more love to give out there. We need to put our own house in clear order. Keep your head on a swivel. And talk to people and listen to their pain and where they are. Know that you are not alone. That man in office, I don't know what they're going to do, but like I said, if they do any one of the things that they think they might, I'm very concerned. But you know what? Can't nobody turn me around. Can't nobody mess up your life. And when it gets difficult, you pivot, you shift. You keep yourself with like-minded people. You look and remember in the mirror and remember who your best friend is. And make sure that that best friend helps you traverse what is happening. We've said so much tonight. So much to lead us all down a path of love. Don't give up hope. Be mad. Be upset if you want to, because I know I am. But don't give up hope, my darlings. This just means we got more work to do. We thought our grandparents and our ancestors who walked those lines and picketed, the men, the women of all nationalities, did it for us to live free. And we thought it was done. Well, evidently it's not over. The fat lady has not sung, and she is letting us know there's more to do. And like Kamala said, it's hard work. We like hard work. We didn't think this was going to be it, but if this is it, I'm up to the challenge, and I know so are you. Stay encouraged. Stay focused on what you want in love and peace and joy. Love you all so much. So glad to have us all here together. Mariann, thank you for being with us.
Oh, I wouldn't be anyplace else. Thanks for having me.
It's supposed to be a different show. If I could
Thank you,
just
darling.
show you guys, Phil, I know we're going to go, but if I could just show you guys one thing. Miss Mariann Aalda has done a TED Talk about ageism is a bully. Stand up to it. And it's just a brilliant TED Talk if you guys can catch it. She now is writing an article for a magazine called, did I say this right? What's the name of it?
Crunchy Tales.
R, crunchytales.com. There's supposed to be an R, right, between the C and the U. But crunchytales.com. And this is where you can find Mariann Aalda, 2 N's and 2 A's. She's wonderful. This is where you can find Phil. This is where you can find me. And you guys, this is where you can find the show. And as I'm going and I'm hitting digits, and usually I'm better than this, but I'm just, there's a part of me where my heart is just.
My sister.
Love y'all. We will see you
week.
guys next week. And as we always say, bye, Philly.
Bye, Owen. Thanks, Mariann. You're amazing.
Thank you. There's part of me
Talk
that wants
soon,
to say
guys.
peace, love, and soul.
And I think you just did.
Oh my